This next and final video is called When Your Woman Disrespects You. Relatable.
So I got a great question here from one of my Instagram fans. He goes on to say, "Yo, Elliot, my question is, when we were dating, my wife used to respect me. It's one of the many reasons I was attracted to her. But as we got married and recently had a son, this respect has all but disappeared. What causes this, and what can I do to fix this?"
How much do you want to bet he's substituting the phrase respect for attention?
I mean, perhaps he is, but I don't know. Shouldn't a man want the attention of his wife? I don't really see what the problem here is.
Imagine having a whole family and just running to this YouTuber and being like, my wife doesn't respect me anymore after we had a kid. What should I do with her?
I am grateful that I have a wife that has always shown me respect and gratitude as the father, leader, and the provider and protector of my home.
Call me old-fashioned, but I was raised to take care of my husband. Make his plate every night, wash his work clothes for him, make sure he's up for work the next morning, always have a clean house for him to come home to, etc. And that's exactly the life I will be.
I know you expect me to disagree with you on principle, except I don't. And so this makes no sense. I don't see the counter argument here, because there isn't one. You're just saying something in a mocking or creepy tone in order to denote that there's something wrong with it, but you have no actual merit or argument to discuss what is actually wrong with it.
While she's pregnant, you ain't gonna get the goodies that you used to get, and that's okay. You're not gonna get all the adoration and all the love and all the attention that you used to get, and that's okay.
You know, before I let him respond, you know, Elliot really does say some really authentic things, though, doesn't he? He says, you're not going to get this, and that's okay. It's okay that this is happening. And then he tries to provide some type of solution and help. But does this smarmy, snarky, dummy head even... No, of course, you guys already know he doesn't.
Okay, but like, honestly, which one is it? Are men strong and we're supposed to suffer through everything and blah, 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 or do we need attention and adoration? That way we don't have a complete meltdown and run to our favorite YouTuber and tell him that our wife's not paying attention to me anymore.
Is this not him suffering in some way? Is this not him being emotional and him being weak and trying to find a way to overcome it? That's why he's asking his favorite YouTuber? That's what he's doing. He's trying to overcome, but he needs help. He's being emotional. See, I find it particularly interesting that once again a man decides to be emotional and show his vulnerability and his weakness, and he gets mocked for it. But ironically, he's getting mocked for it by another man. I don't know if it's ironic, but he's getting mocked for it from another man who's not only being effeminate, but has spent his entire video talking about how he's actually very weak. Mind blown. The cognitive dissonance, man. The cognitive dissonance. How can you simultaneously take such pride in your weakness and then deride another man for being weak? You are such a woman, and not a good woman. You are the type of bad woman that no one should give the time of day to, but will because she's attractive. That's what you are. That is what you are. You are so smarmy and nasty, and you made it this far. I don't know how you've made it this far. Women make it this far because they're attractive and people want to have sex with them. You, I don't know what you did to get this far, but geez, it's so aggravating. It really is. It really is. The fact that you could talk about how you don't want to protect anyone and how you want to stay in the house and whatnot, how you want to be weak, and then a dude is trying to overcome a weakness he has, and you mock him for it. What even is that?
Honestly, you know what this guy who messaged him should do? He should just be stronger.
I had 4 kids, so I understand this. First time, my wife disappeared, and I'm like, what happened? Like, I became nobody.
You're insecure. Is he actually mocking Elliot for being emotionally vulnerable?
You begin to lose your self-esteem,
You're insecure.
your sense of self, and your position in the relationships. You should always be the leader. And that's
All this time, men should be more emotional. Men should talk about their feelings. Men should be able to express themselves. Men should be. How come men can't talk about the way they feel like women can? This is why. This right here. This.
another weird thing that happens in our culture. We start to think that a woman who's pregnant is a victim. Oh.
Okay, wait.
Wait, nothing. He is 100% right. A lot of the time, the conversation is 100% framed that a man did something to a woman when it comes to her pregnancy. And a man did it to her. Like she didn't have any effect there or any hand in what transpired to get her to that point. Excuse me. I hear it all the time. He got me pregnant. Nigga, you were there too. You went to his house. He got you pregnant. Elliot's right. That's how people frame a lot of the conversation when it comes to male and female sexuality. That the male is doing something to the woman. I mean, shoot, that's how most conversations around, prostitution is concerned now, isn't it? We gotta talk about that some other time.
Wait. What was that? He said, "Oh, you had a baby. Oh, you're pregnant. Oh, is that morning sickness that you're suffering from? And like cramps and swelling and pain?" I can't anymore. Like, I've checked out. I may be sitting right here before you, but I am not here anymore.
You were never here. You just were here to try to mock Elliot to make it seem like anything he said was silly. When in all actuality, when you listen to him, he is 100 times, 1,000 times, infinitely times has much more merit to what he's saying than you do.
I'm deceased. Elliot Hulse took that sword off of the wall and drove it through my head. That's what I feel like just happened.
So you start being a nice guy, right? It seems like the right thing to do. It is the right thing to do, but it's where you start to lose your frame. She didn't marry a nice guy.
Honestly, what? That's bad if your wife didn't marry a nice guy.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
There's a picture of me on Instagram where I'm pushing a cart with 4 kids. I mean, I look jacked and tan. I look like an alpha male. But you can see these guys with the bent back, pushing the cart, and the woman's walking out in front, and you can tell that he's on the freaking leash.
Oh, hi, insecurity. Hi. Good to see you again. You have to follow up the knowledge that you were pushing a stroller with the fact that you're an alpha male. Holy crap. Also, I like how he uses "I looked tan." Like, you are literally tan. That's like if I said I looked so tan in that picture. Yeah, no kidding.
Because we live in a feminized culture, it's not going to have you think that way naturally. So you got to be red pill. Here's red pill number 1. Read the Bible.
Elliot Hulse just called me out. This man said, "Read the Bible." You were being nice to your wife because she was pregnant? Have fun in hell.
Men work in hierarchies unless they're passive-aggressive, half-female men, which that's what we live in. Most men are like women.
Most men are like women. Everybody, you heard it here first. Passive-aggressive, half-female.
Do you own a mirror? Could you kindly stand up and go look into the mirror and just look at that mirror? Just look at it. Just look at it. Okay? Did you do that? Just go look at the mirror? Yeah, that's you. Elliot Hulse just called you. That's you. That is 100% you. That's all of you. You passive aggressive. Wrap us up.
Okay, so let's let the man, by the man I mean the only man to ever exist, give us instructions for what to do when our women disrespect us.
If she's used to you giving her a kiss when you walk in the door and walk right by her.
What kind of advice is that? Is it just me, or is that not the most passive-aggressive thing you've ever heard? Is Elliot Hulse half woman? I trusted him. He had a sword on the wall.
You know, personally, I guess this is where me and Elliot will have to disagree. I'm not a particularly big fan of playing mind games with individuals because we're adults, and mind game is for teenagers and children that don't know how to properly speak about their feelings and the way their brain works. Express themselves is the word I was looking for. So I don't really think that in a healthy mindset, you would have to be passive aggressive with your wife. But also your wife shouldn't randomly start disrespecting you after she had some children. The two people should come together as one unit rather than being two people playing mind games with one another. And that was your point, I would agree with you. But it's not.
Ask you to do something. Go change the baby diaper. You let her know. I'll do it when I'm ready. In fact, one of the greatest tools you can use is to wait to respond.
That's terrible. Wait, if she's telling you to go change the baby's diaper, regardless of the tone, shouldn't you go help the baby out? Wait, why does the baby have to lay there in a dirty diaper just crying? Because you don't like the way your wife asked you to change his diaper. What level of nonsense have we reached? We've like exited the Earth's atmosphere, okay? We are landing in clown world.
Dude, we've been in clown world for a long time now. We are in the darkest timeline. And you are evidence of just how dark that timeline is.
Next thing you do, you start pulling your time away a little bit. And that means you gotta go to the gym.
Wow, Elliot, you spend all your time at the gym and you don't talk to me anymore. What do you even do there? Shut up, woman. Me and the boys are recording the next episode of Masculine Uprising, The Rebirth of Men.
By and by, you start pulling yourself away little by little. And what happens is, in her, she'll start to have a sense of dread. These are all red pill terms. A sense of dread. Whoa, he didn't give me, and it's a small thing. He didn't give me the kiss when he walked in the door. Maybe he's kissing somebody else.
That's abusive.
I wouldn't go so far as to say that that's abusive. Abuse is oftentimes taking advantage of, oftentimes in a malicious way, of something, or at least that's one definition of the word abuse. But it's not really abusive to pull back a little bit. That's a bit of an overreaction. If the woman is being insecure, now again, the problem would be more having a relationship predicated on insecurity rather than stability, which is an unfortunate reality of how women operate. Women are not creatures that operate on stability, they operate on insecurity. A lot of the things that are motivating the woman is not a desire to create stable environments, but to satiate her insecure notions of herself. So Elliot is just kind of doing what works here. This is what works, but it's not really the way it should be, you know? And so those are two different things. The way something should be is not the same as what works. So what Elliot is trying to tell you is what works. And what works is preying on women's insecurities, unfortunately. I didn't make it this way. It's just, look, I just play the game, dude. I'm not the game designer. Talk to women about that.
Honestly, just run. Like, if somebody's doing this to you and making you doubt, leave.
These are going to save it for you, brother. I really think things are going to work out for you. If she was a good woman to begin with, this is just a little bump in the road. I think you're going to be all right. Done.
Me too. I'm also done. I can't take any more of this. You know, it's no wonder his videos are actually getting views at this point. It's because the whole world has moved on so far from your stupidly outdated views that, like, your channel is one of the only places you can find this stuff in the mainstream.
What exactly, you know, I would have loved if you actually pontificated upon how these views are so stupid and outdated, but you're just so smart for us, aren't you? You're just so much more evolved and better than us that you don't have to explain a single bloody thing. Instead, you can be all mocking and snarky, and that'll be enough, won't it? Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
I mean, honestly, man, follow Elliot's advice if you want to, but good luck finding a girl who wants to follow his advice with you.
Elliot Hulse is married. The person that emailed Elliot Hulse was also married. Now, I understand that N equals 2, but considering the fact that these people found women that wanted to do it with them, it greatly saddens me that his video has gotten over 1 million views, because all it's really done is just led people astray. My more optimistic hope would be that some people would have watched this video and walked away from it saying, yeah, you're just being a snarky dickhead. You're not making any valid points. But I highly doubt that they do. And I'm sure a million people certainly going to watch my response to this shit. So it sucks. It really does suck that, like, that you have another dude being so proud of being weak and effeminate. And the worst thing about being effeminate is it's oftentimes the worst traits of being a woman, which is more than anything the real problem. You know, it's not the problem. It's not so much so far as you are adopting traits that are feminine, but it's the worst ones that you are adopting. You know, the passive aggressive attitude, the snarky disposition, the arrogance that does not allow you to accept something else that you don't like. The moral self-righteous indignation of your mere existence being enough to validate any opinion you have. That right there, that's the problem, really. You know, and sure, I get it. A lot of people don't really distill it as in this is a negative female trait. You know, that, I mean, the fact is, in principle, it's negative. It's really the issue. A lot of people are 100% putting it on, acting like a woman itself. So a lot of people interpret it as a bad thing. But hopefully you guys will recognize, you guys being the viewer, will recognize, you know, what the issue being. And that is, again, adopting these negative traits more than anything else. In conclusion, I want to say that it's okay to be a masculine man. And it's okay to fail at being a masculine man. What's not okay is to try to throw the whole concept out the window because you failed at it. Because that's what this video really says to me. This video says to me that he recognizes he failed at being a man or being a good man. And so he's trying to destroy the entire archetype or the entire idea. So there's no standard of which he could fail at. Rather than challenge himself to be better or challenge the notion itself to create something better. If there's no standard at all, you can't fail. If I have to make my own standard, then that means I have to put an effort and I have to try to obtain it. And that means, again, I can fail. He wants to be in this wishy-washy area where he can just exist on the merit of his own existence and be validated. I.e., like a woman. And I'm not going to let that shit slide. So with that being said, I certainly hope you guys got something out of today's video. And if you did, man, go ahead and click the like button. Yeah, shoot, go and click that subscribe button. Comment in the comment box below. As always, you guys have yourselves a great day. I'll see you cool cats soon. Adios.